Rewind the tape.
Guys, welcome back to Wait, Rewind the Tape. This is a mini series within a series. Can we say that? We can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the next 4 weeks, well, actually 5, buckle up. Or for the next 4 episodes, I should say, buckle up because we are watching the Avengers series.
Imagine if you hate the Avengers and you just tuned into this podcast and you'd be like, for fuck's sake.
You would be in good company because guess what?
It turns out we hate the Avengers.
We have things to say about this film.
Oh god, this
Not
is
least of all,
nothing
what
like
the hell?
Infinity War, let me tell you. I knew there was a reason I didn't used to like these films.
Yeah, so I definitely think it sort of like they do get better-ish. I mean, Endgame was we'll get to that when we get to it.
Yeah, but the plot, at least the plot thickens enough that you're like, okay, this is
right now
interesting.
there is like zero plot.
It's a really bad Disney film.
And that was before it was even Disney.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like
obviously, the Avengers, the first Avengers film is the culmination of like 4 years worth of films before that, centering on all the different Avengers characters. So we've got a bit of their backstory. For me, I obviously watched the Thor franchise, loved him. Like for a long time, he was my favorite. I feel like that's changed, not because Thor, because I dislike Thor less, but more because I'm like, do you know what? It's probably Natasha. I mean, I guess we'll talk about the characters when we talk about them, but Black Widow, she's the only woman.
Please call them by their superhero names.
Right, sorry. She doesn't need a suit. And obviously, I think I've warmed to the Hulk a lot more now as well.
Yeah, I would say generally the scripts have gotten better, so it's easier to enjoy the characters more. That's my assessment of the whole Marvel franchise. Like the plots of Iron Man 1 and 2.
I didn't watch them, so I'm glad that you have, and you can maybe tell me
I only
anything
watched
about
them when they were out in the cinema, like when they came out.
Refuse them. I feel like they are the Marvel films that I just don't think I'll go back to and watch because I just
at the time
do not like Tony Stark.
It was good. Oh, speak on it. But at the time it was good because it was just something a bit different. I will say Iron Man is one of the few characters where I'm just genuinely have always preferred a cartoon adaptation. I'm like, I don't know, maybe I missed something, but I always felt like this isn't what Iron Man was like. Maybe I was just too young to understand.
I don't know.
And also, but at the time when Iron Man came out in the cinemas, it was all right because it was like a break of something a bit different. So it was like something to go watch with, the family and stuff. So it was all right. But I will say, generally speaking, even though I enjoyed the films, I couldn't say I'm an Iron Man fan. Didn't like him.
For me, he's not likable. And I feel a bit bad saying that because I haven't watched any of his films. So I don't know his origin story. I don't know anything about this guy. I just know what I've been presented with. And he's just very annoying and cocky.
Okay, I just have to get something off my chest. And okay, a first disclaimer, please, guys, I'm going to say a lot of offensive things. So, one, if you support, because these actors have I was going to say crackhead, but that's not fair to crackheads. They have insane fan bases. Like if you like,
yes, yeah. Please don't come at us. We don't
enjoy yourself.
Mean it. Yeah,
Enjoy your life. I mean every word. And like I always say, I've achieved nothing in my. Oh, that's a lie. Look at me developing self-esteem in the 11th hour. I am not on, as Naomi Campbell said, you are not on my level. I'm not on their level. I'm not an actor. So I'm not I'm just talking shit. Can I say a lot of these, Lord, you know what to do, forgive me. A lot of these actors are bringing nothing but looks. Nothing but looks.
Even then,
okay, you're very attractive.
Is Robert Downing Jr.? I've never been.
There's just something he's bringing more charisma. At least he's doing something. Do you know what I mean? At least he's making you feel something. Captain America.
True.
Yeah, you're sexy,
Captain America. I don't. Yeah.
Why are you here?
I refuse to go back and watch his films.
But
I'm just not doing it.
That man is good looking. I hate how much I fancy him. He is gorgeous.
Never
Even
used
Thor
to.
for me. Thor is giving me nothing in this film. I'm just like, every time Thor gets
True,
better
yeah.
for sure. But the reason I didn't want to watch the films is because it just felt very much like, and I know this sounds insane, but it was just like, okay, you can lift and you're gorgeous, but
the films with Thor, that franchise, because it's, you know, a bit more like mystical. It's gods and
I didn't like it until, when was the sister in it?
You know me. Oh, Ragnarok.
That's the first one. I thought that looks all right. Don't tell me that's the second one.
Third one.
Okay, because before that, because my friend, I told you, ex-housemate used to work on visual effects on a lot of Marvel films, and he was so excited, and he'd show me Thor, and I was just like, not obviously he was not leaking anything, leave me alone, but he wasn't. It was like
no NDAs were breached.
No, they weren't. It was like done and dusted. But I'd just be like, he'd be so excited about visual effects, and I'd be like, this is ass. Sorry. This is ass, until he showed me Ragnarok, and I was like, do you know what? This looks good. But like, that's it's right. It's just not for me. I'm just like, this is just a whole lot of looks and not a lot else. For goodness sake, even Samuel L. Jackson couldn't get me into this film.
It's very weak on the plot line. It's basically just, okay, now let's get all the people together that we've all been telling you about.
Could they not have done that in an hour?
100%. You could have cut out so much of that film.
And it probably would have been good.
To under 2 hours.
I get that they wanted to show their visual effects and stuff, but I was so annoyed. I was getting angry watching it because I was just like, can this film just end?
Yeah, it's sort of like gratuitous smashing.
Offensively long. And guess what? Of all the Avengers
buckle up because they get longer.
Yeah, but at least they start to make sense. Of all the Avengers films, this one has the highest Rotten Tomato rating. And I'm 91%.
No, that's ridiculous because it's not the best.
It's shit. And then it makes me think that maybe at the time, maybe it was like a really you had to be there moment.
Also, as there have been, Marvel kind of has brought it with a lot of the stuff that they've been bringing out. So maybe
films
now
for me have only just gotten good because the writing has only just gotten good. Like maybe if you're a visual effects fan or something and you were like jizzing over that.
Do you think
these
like
films are
phase
awful.
4 from phase 3?
Three.
Yeah.
This film is ass. Oh my God, I never want to watch it again.
Yeah, there just wasn't really enough. It wasn't clever enough. It wasn't like
only way you can watch this film is in the series as you go along because you have to. This is not a standalone. This is a terrible film.
Yeah, it's really bad. It works because it's part of a universe, and you can then that it's there are other things.
I recently sat through the remake of 90210, and I'm telling you, this is a bad film.
I know bad when I watch it,
and I can sit through bad. This was ass. But I know it gets better, so I'm not bothered.
I feel like there's, and maybe I just misheard it, but I feel like there's continuity errors because in Captain Marvel, which
came out later.
Which came out much later, but it's set before all of this happened.
Yeah.
And in that, Nick Fury and Captain Marvel, they get the Tesseract. They get it to Earth. So why is Nick Fury acting like he doesn't fucking know what it is?
But
and then, when did Stark get it from
Nick who?
Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson.
I'm so sorry, Samuel. Mr. Jackson, I'm so sorry. I was like,
wow. See, he didn't even leave enough of an impression.
The fact that I've never heard that name. The fact that you had to use, I was like, superhero names only, and for Samuel L. Jackson's character, you had to use, that shows you how much I was paying attention.
Yeah, fair enough.
I know Black Widow's name from her own film. Obviously, I know
need to watch that. Yeah.
Captain America.
Who is Clint? This is a toughie.
Is he the one with the bow and arrow?
Hawkeye, yeah. You got that by process of elimination.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That's who I thought.
I wouldn't have.
What's Samuel L. Jackson's character called?
Nick Fury.
Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm so sorry, guys. If you're a real Marvel fan.
in Iron Man, they mentioned that Iron Man got the Tesseract from the sea after he pulled Captain America out or some shit. I don't know. Basically, it just felt a lot like, Nick, you already knew about the Tesseract.
No, but you know what? You've got to remember that when these films came out, they did not intend on doing all of this. They didn't.
Fine. That's fine.
That's why the scripts are weak, because they're not heavily referring to everything.
That is okay. That's totally fine. But later in later movies, you can't then change the adaptation from canon. Like it's canon. You can't change that.
But this is not business process modeling. This is the big screen. They do what they like. But no, it's true. I have this problem with everything lately. It's like, once you've decided something, okay, you've made a bad decision, you have to just stick with it.
Stand by it. We all have to stand by. We all have to be held accountable for our bad decisions.
Not me.
and I never will. I'm pleading Marvel.
Honey, call me Marvel because I'm doing what I want. But they didn't go into this thinking they were gonna.
They didn't. Okay, so let's where do we start? They lose the Tesseract. Loki's just come down, causing all sorts of nonsense, turning people's hearts, making them follow him.
He was basically making people passive, right?
Yeah,
subservient.
Yeah, kind of, basically. And then I didn't love the Bruce Banner, the Hulk.
I didn't know who that was.
I'm glad I clarified.
I only know Bruce Wayne. I don't know anything about that man.
Like him just hiding out in Calcutta.
Bruce Banner, the person, not the Hulk, is sexy.
Mark Ruffalo. Yeah.
God bless.
He's cute. Yeah. So that felt weird. I don't know. I didn't like it.
And I took that personally.
I'm just going to hide out and do good, and whatever.
Everybody watch the Mother Teresa documentary. Let's not get into it, but just
we won't do an episode on it.
We should. Oh, now that's the I can talk about till the cows come home.
Yeah, so that was my first big bugbear. I'm talking about the Tesseract thing, but whatever. Yeah. And then I also put down, for the first time ever, I did notes, but I stopped when I started commenting on people's wardrobes. So that's
the best bit. Let's get into it. I loved the fit of Captain America's suit.
Did you? Because I thought the fit of a lot of the men's wear was a bit like weird around the crotch. Not because I was looking at it, just like it was very obvious. It felt like, know, when leather gets very soft and loose. Yeah. Yeah, they just felt like it was sort of like bagged out.
They didn't have the budget they have now, but it's still a big budget film. So they would have. Yeah, I thought Captain America's suit was really nice. Like the fit was really nice. I didn't notice the sag on the crotch.
Maybe on the chest it was nice, but it was not good on the crotch.
Yeah, I only remember upper body. And it's not because, guys, I'm not being a perv. It's not because it was like tie or anything. I just remember thinking that's a really nice fit. It's really hard to get like a nice tight fit without it being too tight. It's damn near impossible on the high street. I would know.
But that guy, that agent, sorry, I don't know what he's called, the one that died, he, that was probably his doing. He had a hand in designing it. The fanboy.
I didn't listen to a goddamn word that man had to say. Well, like, how many times are you going to make this joke? I collect your playing. Shut the fuck up.
Captain America is also, he's just, I know the whole film is cheesy, but for me, he's the cheesiest.
The cheesiest is for me is they're like, we're about to have a sexy weekend. I have never turned into a prude faster.
Who's having a sexy weekend? Oh no!
That was so cringe.
Pepper Potts. Firstly, Pepper Potts. What? Come on.
What the hell is that?
Just like in her little cut-off shorts, in the like one, and like her belt. She had. This is so like early 2010s wardrobe.
I will say,
shorts,
I
like
love the hair.
with
The hair was so cute, and I love the hair color too.
Yeah.
Everything else was disgusting. They should have cut that scene. It was
that is a scene that could have been cut for sure. You're right.
Cringe.
Awful. Absolutely awful. And
I
that's
didn't
also
mind
like,
Captain America because he didn't do anything. Just kind of gave orders every once in a while. He's very much like the white supremacist.
Especially when he was like saying to Natasha, when Natasha's literally saying, do you know what? I wouldn't bother going up against them. They're like gods, actual God. And he's like, there's only one God, man. Yeah. And he doesn't wear that. Like, do you know what? You can fuck right up.
You get it. You conservative Christian. We get it.
Yeah. I'm surprised he's not bringing out more misogyny, having been frozen from the 1940s.
He wasn't friendly towards Natasha. I thought
True, like he kind of ignored her as soon as the Hulk came up. Bruce Banner
said, "Hello, ma'am."
Yeah,
and then he just ignored her. But her acting was. I don't want to say her acting specifically because both of their acting was off-putting. And guys, I'm like, how are you getting like? It's a very cheesy back and forth thing, and it feels so wooden. And you're just like, I should be able to notice that
the chemistry they get more,
impossible. It wasn't there. Was this a one-take film? Were they on a deadline? I'm so sorry, guys. Like I said, I don't know anything about acting, but you can see for yourselves their performances get better because it's
that's for sure. But
except for Samuel L. Jackson, who has never disappointed me.
Well, he disappointed if I rewind the tape, rewind the episode. Even Samuel L. Jackson couldn't bring it back to you.
No, but I'm saying like I thought, okay, Loki, Samuel, I need to stop calling him Samuel L. Jackson. What is his name? It's a dumb name for a superhero.
He's not a superhero.
Isn't
he? He's the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's not the same.
Then why does he wear a leather jacket and a fucking eye patch?
Well, the eye patch is because his eye got scratched in Captain Marvel. So now I know what the origin of that is.
Why does he dress like that? Is that just his personal style?
No, it's not, because in Captain Marvel, when he's like a young, a young agent, he's in like
uniform,
a suit. Yeah, like what you would expect a federal agent to be wearing.
I don't mean to be a fake bitch, but you will absolutely see me out in that outfit for Halloween. That outfit is the one. I loved it.
Nicole Fury.
I won't remember his name. People be like, who are you? I'll be like, Samuel L. Jackson.
In what film? It could be any. Of course, it's a very striking outfit for somebody who is essentially like the head of a top secret government agency.
I thought it was because not because he was like a superhero, like the same way like Iron Man and Batman aren't really superheroes. I thought he was just like a bit part of like the superhero underworld. Do you know what I mean? I didn't think
he definitely is, but it's not in the same way as like the superheroes. Okay. Because he's the one like it's not like he's above them, but he's a coordinator. He's
a project manager.
And that's why
it's gone way over budget. I've given them some time off.
That's why when the council come, he's like, no, fuck off. I can't. Yeah. We can still deliver this project. We don't need your intervention. Just give me some time.
Honey, we've all been there.
Oh, sorry, the Zoom call's frozen.
Trying to get accounts off the phone expeditiously.
Yeah, and if we haven't all bazookaed the jet off the runway in order to save our bacon on a project.
Oh, okay. One more question. Loki is trying to kill his brother.
One more question, whatever. No. Yes and no. I don't think he really wants to kill him. It's more that
if he dies, he's not bothered.
Loki, no, that's not true. Loki is like the epitome of what happens when you don't seek professional help for your like abandonment issues when you're a child. Like all he's trying to do is actually it's attention seeking. It's a cry for help. He just wants his family to notice him. He's been exiled and now he's like, I'll show you fuckers. what he really wants is a hug and you did okay. You did good, Loki. You can let it go.
No, he doesn't. I feel
He
like he wants
So he
devotion.
No, I think he thinks that he wants devotion, but really what he wants is his family to...
Sorry. Never again.
Yeah. What was I going to say? What did I want to talk about? I've got so many
I want to
things
talk about not Nick Fury's outfit. We've covered it.
Oh, we're doing outfits.
Not the stiff acting. We've covered it.
But the women's clothes, and obviously this is just any film. Everybody, there always has to be a little sex, twist of sex in any woman's.
I never complain about those sexy scenes. I always think that people, I don't like it when people don't allow, because I get it, misogyny, but I don't like it when people don't allow women to be sexy because of misogyny, if that makes sense. But that opening scene on Black Widow, I was like, this is so Pornhub. So it doesn't make sense. And it was painful. And when she's like, dirty. Come a little closer, whatever she says, and then she kicks him. I'm like, well, why didn't you do that the whole time if you fucking could?
Because she was getting information. She didn't.
Oh, I don't know what she does. I'm like,
it's like when she was she's manipulating people to get information.
Oh, that's a woman superhero.
Yeah, exactly. When she said to Loki she has a particular set of skills, and then she makes him, she makes him like go all crazy and pretends that he's figured out her like deepest, darkest secrets. And then she turns around, she's like, "Oh, so you want Bruce?"
Awful.
I worked it out. It's just
awful.
Her particular set of skills is manipulation. But it's not. She's so much more than that.
Yeah, but that's what we were getting in this interpretation 100%, of the character.
Yeah,
awful for me.
But also the I don't know what her name is in this film, but Agent Robin Scherbatsky. Robin from How I Met Your Mother.
I didn't know she was. Oh, her.
Yeah. She's, in her uniform, but then you go down and what she wearing?
I don't remember who she was, what she said, why she was there, but I saw her face.
She's one of the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., one of the top agents. She's like wearing a very practical knee-high black wedged boot. Come on, guys. You could have just put her in like an actual
boot
that she would wear in that kind of to work.
And you can get a really nice one, so it's not even a big deal.
It didn't have to be like a pointy toe wedge heel, and you got to give her a little lift. Come on, guys.
Only Rihanna would wear that. She actually could wear that too. The rest of us can't
and shouldn't.
She wouldn't even be allowed to wear that anyway.
Yeah, that's where
I literally have nothing else to say about this film.
The cringy thing and this is true of like all films really, or TV.
Every single film.
No, you'll hear me out. It's that thing where, when somebody's about to lean in, like whisper like something dirty. It's like you can hear everything. You can hear the whisper, or the whole whisper up until the point where they want to say the thing. And you're like, no, you can't be like, oh, here's what I would do. Well, we heard the first bit before, so why wouldn't we be able to? Oh, yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow, I love you, but you can't pull that off.
That wasn't on her. It was so... No. Oh, my God, this film was so cringeworthy. The only parts that weren't as cringeworthy were literally Thor and Loki's interactions.
Yeah.
And then, like, sometimes when they were doing those...
And yet you don't want to watch any of the... You're like,
I'll watch them.
That were decent. Okay.
I just won't watch. I just know the early ones are stiff. I just know it. No.
Yeah. I know it hasn't been a while since I watched the early ones. I think I did it fairly recently. Or maybe I didn't watch the first one.
Or you can get into it, but I just can't be. I'm not. It's just honestly when
and they're very long.
As soon as this film started, I was like, oh fuck.
Here we go again.
It was very old. It reminded me of like, it was just a just typical action film, no depth.
Yeah.
I could have been watching Mission Impossible 9. I could have been watching, what's that one I hate? The Bourne Identity, the third one.
Well, I haven't seen any of them.
That film.
And I refuse.
The first one is good. The second one is okay. The third one, no, you're taking the piss. As far as I know, he doesn't have any superpowers. I'm sorry if I've complained about this before. It really upset me. He's on a car. He essentially flips off like a dual carriageway.
Right, yeah. You don't have super strength or super healing.
The door and gets out. Sorry, guys, but this stuff pisses me off. Anyway, I didn't like the film. I didn't enjoy it at all. It was a pain. I felt like I suffered to watch it. The plot was so boring. I didn't understand. Loki stole something and when those guys came from the dark side, I was like, okay, great. Now it's just a shit Star Wars. Every film doesn't need to be a shit Star Wars. If I wanted to watch Star Wars, it's right there. It's classic. I can watch it.
But Loki is from space.
So
what? Where else was he going to get his army?
No, I'm just saying, like, why does it have to be like, you use your imagination? Okay, if you ever watch Star Trek, each version of Star Trek, even though it's the same shit, is very different. Do you know what I mean? You could sex it up a bit. Like, I don't need this budget Darth, what's that really old guy from Star? Like, I was like, this is so boring. Sorry, guys. I didn't know I felt so strong. Honestly, I felt like watching this film was a punishment and I didn't do anything wrong. And I just to put it into context, I just came off the back of rewatching the final season of Game of Thrones. Well, so I was in no fucking mood.
Yeah.
I'm almost finished my book. I wanted to see what happens. I had to footage. It was just pissing me off. It's just not, I wouldn't say it's an enjoyable film at all.
No.
And the fact, okay, so a film like Aquaman, everyone said Aquaman was shit, right? Aquaman is so bad. I would rather watch Aquaman 50 times than this film. This is what I don't understand. Is it the timing of when it came out? Because this market hadn't been oversaturated. But that's not true because we always have superhero films. Remember the X-Men trilogy? It's like we always have them. There'll always be something new. There'll always be a Batman. There'll always be something. This film has a higher mark than, I haven't actually seen this film fully. The Dark Knight Rises. Is that the third one?
Yes.
Yeah, this film has a higher mark than that film on Rotten Tomatoes. I just want to know.
I wonder if any of that has. I don't know.
I just don't get why this film is considered good. Like, it's awful. It's boring. It's slow. It's cheesy.
Long.
The acting is fucking shit. It's just bad. Wooden. Everyone's there. You just kind of think everyone's being paid to be beautiful because they cannot pull anything off. When you're watching it, you want the whole film to be recast. It's bad.
So I definitely didn't think it was as bad as you thought it was. It was like okay to watch, but I think that for me, that's also because
you're in the series.
I know what. Yeah, I've kind of watched them backwards.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. Like when we start watching the next ones, I'll be like, "This is awful." Like, I mean, Endgame is fucking long, and it's also like
Endgame is too long. But Infinity War is the one I loved. I love that film. I loved Guardians of the Galaxy. Absolutely adored that film.
And it's because as we get further on, you start getting more of those other characters from different films, which is when it starts to get exciting. And obviously, I know we do have that with this one because, as we've said, we've already seen all the films. Well, not me, but some people. But it's not the same. It's like they're still all Avengers, whereas Guardians is its own thing, and it's the overlap.
Guardians is a standalone film. If you have, I
amazing.
think that a good film should be a good film on its own, even if it's part of a series. Not.
Didn't. It was like when you saw Guardians, I didn't know that it was going to be that there would ever be a crossover.
Yeah.
It was a good film in its own right, but and that as the Avengers films get going, and you get those kind of more likable characters coming in. The ones that aren't so self-righteous.
When this film came out in the first instance, not in 2012, saying about, because I didn't hear about it when it first came out, saying about 2013, 14, that's when I was more in tune with the Avengers themselves. The reason I didn't have any interest in this film is because I felt like they just picked these boring superheroes that I don't give a fuck about either way. And I was right.
Yeah.
Bullshit. Anyway, sorry guys. And also it just goes to show the way that you write characters, like you can no longer have a good film without like depth or diversity. Like if you, and I'm talking about, it's even gender. Like if you can't write your women characters well, you don't have a film as far as I'm concerned. You don't have a final season of Game of Thrones. If you can't write Daenerys Targaryen, the show is dead in the water. And yes, we will do an episode about it because I have even more to say. I have so much to say. I just don't understand why this film is considered so good. And I think one day, you know, when I have a 7-year-old and we're watching it all in order and there's nothing to do, I'll be like, oh, this is a cute family-friendly film. And I might change my mind.
How is it? Because it's also so...
It's not too bad. There's no blood.
What? Apart from all the alien blood?
That doesn't count.
Right,
this is planet Earth, God's country.
And that agent that Loki stabs in the heart.
Oh, R.I.P. to the agent.
And Loki, who killed like 82 people when he first came down.
Didn't even notice.
Well, they make a point of referencing that.
Oh, excuse me.
And the end shot of Manhattan, that also pissed me off. Like, can we have at least some destruction here?
That is the
Sorry,
best
you've just
part
taken
of the whole film.
a stock film of Manhattan. There's no fucking shit and debris everywhere.
I didn't notice that. I must not have been paying attention, because my favorite thing about the whole film that did really make me laugh was just like, I always find it funny the state that they leave places.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Who's paying for the cleanup here?
And then, even, do you know what's weak? Even their whole vigilante stance is weak. Like, you know, like the superheroes, that's the thing DC does well, the whole like the vigilante thing. Because like, it's like, oh my God, are they even superheroes? Like they're kind of persecuted. You cannot sell Captain America being persecuted to me. DC sold Superman being persecuted to me for millions of films and I ate it up.
But are they trying to sell him as being persecuted?
There's always points where Superman's always like a vigilante. Spider-Man does
Superman,
it well as well.
yeah, well, no, sorry, what I mean is Captain America.
Captain America, no, but at the end, they're all on the news. It's like, and the superheroes, look what they've done to the town. People are asking, are they even superheroes? And the woman's like,
oh yeah,
Captain America saved my life.
He's like,
I just wanted.
He is in love with that woman from the 40s. He doesn't give a shit about you. Sorry.
Isn't that always the way though? You meet someone, you fall for them, and they're still in love with that person from the 40s. 1973. You're like, oh my God.
Back when they were, you know, in their real time.
It happens to the best of us.
Oh, also the I don't think I mentioned it. I think I was going to, but forgot the references to World War II and Hitler.
Didn't even hear
in Germany. Oh my God.
I honestly couldn't watch this film. It was just so boring to me. I hated it. I hated watching this film. Oh my God.
I think so. Next in Age of Ultron, that is where we get Quicksilver and Wanda. Right?
Quicksilver is the silver man that runs.
Wanda's brother.
Okay, I didn't know that was actually Wanda's brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not selling it to me. I think I'll watch a cartoon adaptation and then I'll see if there's a cartoon that gives us the same timeline and see if I can watch that instead. This film did make me want to watch X-Men though. So there's that. I
haven't seen X-Men in so long. And I never watched
nowhere near as good as I remember. It's
Wolverine.
Wolverine was all right.
Or maybe I did. Maybe I didn't watch, or is it Logan? I don't know.
You know why you don't remember Wolverine? Guess who made Wolverine?
Who made him?
Who made that?
Who made that film? Is it The Bad Man?
Game of Thrones writers. What are their names?
Oh.
E.B. Wise and what's his face? I think it's just the other guy, actually. But whatever. Do you want to know a fun fact? What's Captain Marvel? Is that his name?
No, Captain America.
Yeah. Who's Captain Marvel? That's a woman, right?
That's Brie Larson, yeah.
Okay. Captain America, not to be confused with Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
The guy who... What's his name? Chris something.
Chris Evans. Chris Evans. Chris Hemsworth.
I want to make sure this is correct because I just thought it was so funny. And Chris Evans is sexy, in my opinion. So I can say what I want about it.
Because we think you're attractive, it doesn't matter that we're about to shit on you.
Yeah.
Is that what you...
Okay, so Chris Evans to play Gene Kelly in the movie.
What?
When this came out,
is it a biopic or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
But when it came out, that was one of my favorite days on Twitter because
he's Captain America.
How on earth is he going to do this? And then just posting clips of like Gene Kelly dancing and stuff. And I just thought it was so funny.
Maybe.
What? Maybe he's going to train for weeks and just magically become one of the. I feel like
CGI, whatever.
No, there's people who could genuinely do that. Think about all the like theatre kids who can really perform, who can actually suck it to you, who can never get roles because there aren't many roles like that.
Suck it to you or suck it to you?
I thought it was suck it. Oh, suck it. Oh, I don't like that. It sounds like suck it.
Oh, yeah.
No. I had a fear of dislocating my shoulder for a long time. It's gone now. I feel like it's going to happen. No.
You think justice for all of the actual dancers and actors who could have taken that role?
Why? I'm just saying, why? Okay, the reason that the average person like me, the novice, gets upset is because it's very rare that a film will get any budget right.
Gene Kelly.
No, I couldn't. And I know that because I'm not delusional. That's why it upsets me. Why is everyone so fucking delusional? I really want to end that be delusional movement because I've had enough.
Be real.
Be realistic. Yeah. You can't dance like, just stop it.
What if he can dance? What if he
was
trained?
If he was
trained? Do we know that he can't
I'm going to
dance?
send you a Gene Kelly clip.
I'm aware.
No, you're not. You're not. Because it's unique. Okay, imagine him doing this. I'm telling you, top 10 best Gene Kelly dance scenes.
But they probably will just have a stunt double doing all of those
why?
moves.
That's so Singing in the Rain. That's so Milli Vanilli.
So they can just bring in the bucks with the name. I'll watch it.
He's not a name that's gonna.
He's Captain America. People are like, why is Captain America? Where's your shield?
But to be fair, I think it was his idea. I think it's like his film.
Oh, right. Well, he cast himself. Yeah, I got an idea, guys.
Which, fair enough, because you can do what you like. It's your money.
Yeah.
I guess he kind of looks like him in a really weird way.
But maybe it's going to be one of those films where
I take it all back.
Him.
It's a rumor.
Oh. But it might be, those films where it's actually about the person rather than, like, we could watch a million clips of Gene Kelly dancing because there are loads of them out there, but it's maybe about his actual life, so it will focus on that rather than his dancing. I still don't want to
see that.
Did you want to see a film about Gene Kelly?
Yeah, I'd watch that. Especially if they put that, like, I miss like a Hello Dolly style film. When I was little, I loved films like that. Like, I don't mind like a big film,
but it might not be.
But it's a missed opportunity if it isn't.
Yes, but I don't know.
They do a lot with that, even without the like scenes, like the dancing scenes.
How about that film, Judy?
I haven't seen it.
but that's exactly what that's the kind of film that we're describing, and you're like, not interested, not for me, don't want to see it.
God bless Julie Garland though, Mum.
Yeah,
she gave me some good terms.
Yeah.
Is it good?
I've not seen it.
Okay, let's do it. Let's watch it.
I did want to see it, to be honest, because it did look good.
That's it. Oh, this looks
good. So yeah. Anyway, speaking of Marvel, we've got a new series coming.
Okay, this looks all right, actually.
Judy.
It's not the same. It's not like watching a Tina Turner film. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, guys. I know what I mean in my head. I'm not comparing them as artists. That's not what I meant. I just meant someone who's very moves a lot. What are we talking about?
A new Marvel series coming out in June, I believe. It is Ms. Marvel. And we have a Muslim American teenage girl who is infatuated. Or she's, a big fangirl of the whole superhero franchise, specifically Captain Marvel. That's all we know so far. Or that's all I know. Maybe there's more.
Wasn't there a trailer? No, that actually looks good. It really gave me the same feeling I got when I watched just watching the trailer. What's his name? Max. Sorry, superhero people. I know you like a cult. Max Moyle, Spider-Man. What is his name?
Tom Holland? Max,
no.
A Spider-Man. Oh, from...
No, the other Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What is his fucking... No.
Not
why won't that come
Tobey
up?
Maguire, not Andrew Garfield, surely not.
No, I'm not talking about actors. I'm talking about the multiverse Spider-Man. I'm talking about the character's name. Max Morales. I'm sure it's Max Morales. Why won't that come up?
I actually haven't seen the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, Max Morales. That's his name.
Okay. Well.
Honestly, I'm not just saying this. I went thinking rolling my eyes. I went to the cinema. I was like, "It's gonna be shit." One of my favorite cinema.
I've heard incredible things about it. But
it was amazing,
super good. Wow.
But I also think it's because I saw it in the cinema, and I think this is probably why this film didn't hit as much. You do some of these films, you do kind of have to see them in the cinema, unfortunately, because it's not
because they rely on that kind of special effects and that
you have to enjoy it, and it's also the kind of film where if I can imagine this is the exact kind of film I'd go to with my dad and I'd complain, and he'd be like, you can't complain about films like this. You're not supposed to critique. You're just supposed to
just watch it.
It's just an enjoyable, pleasant enough experience.
In one eye, out the other, done. Yeah, it's a fun way to spend an afternoon.
Sorry, you froze and it freaked me out.
So did you.
wait. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I have to say on that.
Yeah, me too, same. So next week we'll see how things progress.
Yeah, apparently this is the worst one, so I'll probably enjoy
Age of Ultron. Yeah, but this was supposed to be the best one, so
no, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna definitely be better.
Who are the critics?
Also, I think I'm gonna have to be sedated to watch the next one.
And talk about it. No, I didn't mean that because you were so vehemently opposed to it.
No, I didn't think that either, but I know what you mean. It's going to be the first time it's okay, it's annoying, but we can do it. The second time we'll be what is there
and they get longer. I think they get longer and longer until we're at Endgame and it's actually just the rest of your life. Never ending.
It's not our fault. These things happen.
Yeah.
I just want to send out a word of encouragement to anybody who's feeling blue out there. Keep your head up.
And don't watch the Avengers.
This might be exactly what you need to remind you.
Oh, yeah. Actually, maybe it's just, some good vapid fun.
Or I don't know. It might it might make you so annoyed that you regain your passion for living. You're like, I'm actually going to now watch a film that is worth watching because
it might give you a visceral reaction, and then that that's something. That's a feeling. And if you know that you can feel so opposed to something, well then.
No, don't, because that's Game of Thrones. I should not. I honestly wish I hadn't watched the final. I just wish I hadn't watched it. It ruins stuff. It really does ruin the whole show. I can't remember anything else. Except for how good those older Stark boys are. God damn.
Both of them.
Yes. Jon Snow and Robb Stark. You rock my world, you know you do. Sorry. Listeners, if you listen to this, you'd actually think I had like a preference for Caucasian men. I do not. They are sexy. It's not my fault.
Were you?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with liking white men. Jesus.
How was rewatching?
I'm not trying to be like, I'm against interracial dating.
What did you watch the scenes, the egret scenes? How did they hit the second time round?
Not as meaningful.
The first time
I was like, oh, they're in love. The second time I was like,
he's broken his vows.
His vows don't say anything about sucking dick.
What?
Doesn't she give him head?
He's not allowed to be with a woman.
He gives her head. That was the whole thing. He eats
oh, right. Yeah. Oh, it's okay because I'm not supposed to. What?
I thought his vows were. Sam explains it in a really awkward way.
Oh, Sam, just shut up.
His character, by the end, I was like, skip.
Gives me the heebie-jeebies by the end. No,
it's the end. That final season is so hot. Do you know what the worst sex scenes are in the final season? Oh my God. That Jamie sex scene with Brienne of Tar.
I forgot.
The first time I didn't think it was that awkward. Do you know what makes it awkward? When she's like, oh, let me do it. I don't know why that made me cringe so bad. I know why it made me cringe.
Sorry, was that like get him hard? Like, is he? I'm sorry, I've forgotten so much of it. What does she want to do?
I think that was awkward. Okay, it's like they're playing a drinking game where he realizes this is such a 90210 storyline.
It's not necessary.
I'm so cringing. He realizes she's never had sex before.
Right, and he realised he's only had sex with his twin sister.
Honey, you gotta get it where
I think he could have got it elsewhere. She certainly did. No shade to her getting it where she wanted, but it's like
her cousin who ended up getting her locked up in the cedar.
Not just like if Cersei wanted to have sex with somebody, I'm sure she would have had sex with them. But Jamie's like, no.
Maybe he just didn't want to. Not everyone is motivated by their loins, sure. Natalie. Some people have fear.
God. Okay, so he realizes Brienne of Tarth has never had sex with a man,
or woman.
Or okay.
No, this isn't like a bisexual storyline. It's literally
I know.
Never having had sex.
Just wondering whether
you genuinely didn't know.
They didn't like
randomly start writing. Okay, so she
where are we at this moment in time?
In the north. It's after Arya Stark has jumped over a crowd of about 100 dead people.
Yeah. Sorry.
Because, and she did train as a faceless man, so obviously she can now jump. Not that.
She is Captain America.
Yeah, that's the thing. The final season is very Marvel. It's very Marvel, early days Marvel, where the plot has lots of holes in, but it doesn't matter because it's an action film.
And also, that was the early days, but this is a finale. This is the whole
this isn't a superhero show. They can't just come back all being superheroes, which is basically what happens. They completely change their personalities. Sorry, back to the sex scene.
Yeah, so, please.
He goes in and he's talking to her and he's trying to undo his top button. And she goes, oh, let me do it. And I just find that so, it's the way she says, let me do it, and moves his hand. I'm just like, I don't know why it makes me, I do know why it makes me cringe, because I'm a very awkward person. And sometimes like I'm not the most like ladylike or like cute and sexy, especially when you're younger and you don't know about sex. So it just makes me cringe because I'm like, she's a grown woman. You could have made this a sexy moment. And I really resent the idea that just because somebody isn't like super like feminine presenting means that they don't have like a soft or sexy side, because that's just not true.
Yeah.
You don't know. You can't judge somebody because like it's just one-dimensional thinking.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but everything about what's her name?
Gwendolyn Christie. Brianna Tarr.
She's lit. They tried to ruin her character, but they didn't. I love her. I love her character. It's just that scene was just like so awkward. Like, why couldn't they make it? Why can't she be sexy? Why is that so wrong?
But why does she need to? Why did they have to
put that in there?
Yeah.
No, her and Jamie needed to have sex. It needed to happen. But the way they did it was just not cute. Like, why couldn't they have a passionate moment? Why did it have to be like a comedy, awkward, and then they have sex? Why couldn't it be like pure passion? They like loved each other. I
guess it had to be different to what he had with Cersei.
Give me a fucking break.
But
I didn't like that.
It's just very, that it could have been different in a different way. It didn't have to be different in the like, she's a virgin, therefore she has no kind of skill or like,
or just
whatever.
And also, why can't somebody just have, for the women out there, why can't somebody just have a nice first time? How about that?
Justice for Brianna.
Can't you just, and for me watching it, can't somebody just have a nice first time with somebody they love, for God's sake? Because what was going to happen afterwards was going to happen anyway. She was left heartbroken. So it would have meant more, I think, if they'd had a nicer time. But I'm sure they enjoyed it. The other sex scene,
I hope so, but anyway,
was everything about this character. What's her name?
Oh no, it was that Arya and Gendry. Was that not the one you were going to say?
Yes. Get me my bag.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I did. Again, I wish that I don't. was that needed though?
Yeah, they needed to have sex too. They did. They did. But I just don't get like, just why did it?
It haven't happened in like some hay or something.
It was like, basically, I was on her I'm a killer shit.
Fair.
More cringe watching than hearing me say, by the way.
Which is saying something. Is that before or after she's killed the Night King?
The night before.
Sorry, spoilers. The night before. Oh, right. She's like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm either going to die or kill the Night King, and I just need to fucking
she's like, I want to know what sex is like before I die, which is, as far as I'm concerned,
what? The most honest thing about the show.
The most reasonable thing. Of course you want to know. And let's be real, Gendry's sexy. Okay, I would want to know what that felt like.
They have
and they have history.
Yeah.
They have this
chemistry,
beautiful, again, wasted, ruined, hated.
She's kind of like,
they turn it into a prop to show that I don't need a man. And it's just like, is this your idea of feminism?
Why could she not have wanted, she could still have been like, that was really nice. I hope we can do this again if I survive.
Or even if she didn't want to do it, she wouldn't. I just hate that really like
that very cold,
teen movie, I'll never be a lady. What are you on? Why are you making me cringe? Like, okay, this is their idea of womanhood. You're either like, I can't say that one. I'm going to skip that one.
You have to say it.
I'm going to say that. I'll skip that one. Or, okay, so the two that I feel safe saying, their idea of womanhood is like, you're a powerful woman who wants to liberate slaves. Therefore, you descend into this irrational, jealous chaos because you can't handle power and you're super jealous of Jon Snow because he's just so loved.
Yeah, and you put in all the work and he just fucking comes along from the north and everyone's like, oh, he has a penis, so now we'll bow down to him.
That doesn't make any sense. And you've stopped speaking to the people that you've been speaking to the entire time. You're only just surrounded by these new people. You're not even you're just constantly alone.
Fair, Jorah Mormont would have been doing my head in. I would have sent him away too. Because he's just fucking creepy. I'd be like, I am that horrible person. If somebody's getting too close, I would be like, get the fuck away from me. You are exiled. Go. No, you are creepy. You are gross.
That's not what she. But also,
no, of course it's not. But underneath, it's kind of.
She didn't speak to Melisandre the whole season.
What? Why? Because she was angry with her, or she just
they just didn't write it in.
Okay. That is pathetic. Oh, just because Jon Snow comes along and she's suddenly like...
That's what I mean. They tried to force the storyline so hard that they completely missed out characters because they were just determined that Daenerys had to go crazy.
Because I guess then it's also the self-fulfilling prophecy of the Targaryens going mad.
It's not. They were trying to force that so bad.
Dumb.
It's so pathetic.
We were not buying it.
Your pussy stinks. I'm sorry. I can't believe I just said that. But that's how I feel about that storyline.
Yeah, it was terrible.
What's his name? DB Wise. Your pussy stinks. Anyway, it was awful. It didn't make any sense. And at points, I tried to force myself to follow. I'm not joking. I had a headache for the entire last episode. I had to skip it. I had the worst headache.
I don't think I could watch it.
So bad. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And they're just trying to force. It's so cringe.
Like the Hound, like the kind of bad guy coming good.
Oh, that was one of the least cringeworthy parts for sure. His wasn't so bad.
Arguably one of the few redeeming things.
Yeah. Arya made me cringe because, okay, I get it. She trained with the Faceless Men, but she's been the same person the entire way. Even at the first half, okay, I consider season 7 and 8 the same season because I get confused. But then to the last season, suddenly she's the Terminator.
Suddenly she's the Black Widow.
Acting too, no shade. There was the only episode it served her well in was the one where they like kind of do the undoing of Littlefinger. I think that was kind of well done. A bit rushed, a bit messy, a bit disappointing, but a nice twist. That's an episode where I liked that side of Aya. The rest of it doing entirely too much. Entirely too much. She's a killer now. She throws her knives.
And so what are you going to do now? Just fucking go off to Bravos? Go off to Pentos? Are you just going to discover lands, pillage?
Honestly, I will say the actors, God bless them, they did their absolute best. They did, especially, is his name Peter Dinklage?
Dinklage, yeah.
Dinklage. I knew I was saying it wrong. Peter Dinklage deserves an Emmy for trying. He was trying.
There ever was an Oscar for endeavour.
And same with Emilia Clarke. She tried her hardest.
She was given
what she got, nothing.
And
I even did it. Oh, and Grey Worm. Oh my God. I call him Relay Richie because that's his performing name. I don't know what his real name is actually, to be honest. But him and Aya had these two scenes where they just had to face react and they had no dialogue. And I was like, you are serving what you can, because Grey Worm, I'm sorry, but it's the most racist shit I've ever seen. They're like savage.
Oh, yeah.
They're like suddenly these characters that had some depth that you'd expect to have more and more and more have no depth. They're just there as symbols of non-European savagery, and they're here, these foreign bastards. It's just so fucking bad. It's so sexist. It's so racist. But the actors, goddamn it, they try. And if they hadn't tried so hard, it could have been a lot worse. They delivered. Daenerys really delivered that Nazi scene. Really, God bless. She gave me fascism. And it makes it more believable.
Yeah.
Even the things like Grey Worm just attacking someone, and then John having to be the one who's like, no, don't do that, as if like, oh yeah, he couldn't possibly know right from wrong if it wasn't for John. And then at the end, in the final episode, where Grey Worm is saying he wants justice, he doesn't want, and then what's his name? Oh my God, what's Peter drinking?
Tyrion.
Tyrion's like, it's not for you to decide. I was like, oh my God,
who is it? So let's just pick one person for them to decide. No, it's a committee.
And then,
which committee? Yeah,
but it's just the way it's kind of like saying to this outsider, this savage, it's not for you to
never
decide.
Wanted to fight this fucking war in the first place. This wasn't his fight, and he did it
suddenly after showing us all the gentle ways, after dealing with the trauma of what he's been through. Now he's reduced to this savage, this racist savage slave. It's so fucked up. And something I didn't think about, that the actress, I think her name's Natasha?
Natalie Emmanuel.
Okay, I'm wrong. She said that the saddest thing, she did, I'm paraphrasing, she said a lot of things, but one of the things she said was her character ending in chains after her having spoken about, it was just so, and I was just like, you know what, you are fucking right. They just use the black bodies and the non-white bodies as props and the women as props, and their idea of feminism is a very new wave, I will say, like this kind of like, I'm androgynous, I don't need a man, and I
am woman, hear me roar.
Yeah, and it's just like, but you still taken away all depth and complexity. How comes you can see these men who have been through all these wars, even Jon Snow, how comes you can see him do all these things, kill all these people, and still be a complex person? But when Arya becomes a killer, she's completely two-dimensional. She loses all depth. Why? Sorry, guys.
I feel like they've always painted her a little bit like that because she was so driven by.
No, she was she was a bit more fun. She was more fun. She was funny as well.
Well, when she was younger, yeah, she had to be. I feel like as soon as it was
when she was getting the shit smacked out of her and she was blind, she was funnier than she was in this.
She was still quite young though when she was blind.
That's literally the series before. She comes back and she's a completely different person. Honestly, you think it's far away because you haven't rewatched this shit.
Yeah, I guess I think it's far away because of the book.
It's not. She goes from being like, she just and the thing is, if her change was explainable, like it's possible that she became the Terminator.
Yeah, if some magical, mystical thing happened. And
yeah, I thought that about Daenerys. That night, they should have, I know this would have pissed people off even more, but if they were going to do that storyline, they should have made it so, I don't know, the Night King touched her or something and she felt something and she had some weird curse and she went crazy.
The cold got to her heart. You must stop. We have to stop ice before it gets to her heart. No. Yeah,
I'm
sure.
So
that
Disney
old trope.
Channel. You know the one. Yeah, I would have preferred that. At least that would have made more sense than this. But God bless. The visual effects were really good though.
We'll
Not
say
to be that person. It was really good.
So guys, listen, for this episode of The Avengers, we talked about Game of Thrones. the final season. What do you think about that?
How about that? Yeah.
So maybe we don't need to do an episode on Game of Thrones again.
I have more to say.
I need to rewatch it if we're going to really do it, if we're going to get into it. I don't know
if it's fair to put you through that.
Not the whole thing.
No, it's really bad, Natalie. I wouldn't put you through it. Maybe we could just do an episode on the difference between the battle, and guys, I hate action, but the battle where the Night's Watch actually went and they fought. They were, you know, when they went to get the wildlings to take them back in, and they met the Night King. I hate battles, but that episode is one of the best episodes of television. It's fucking phenomenal. It's definitely the best action thing I've ever seen.
And
say all the things
moments.
I say are the best episodes of television.
Yeah.
No, but I'll stand by them. I think I have good taste.
You do. You do. You pick the good ones that we get to watch.
Sometimes, yeah. But I think we should compare that episode to The Long Night. Oh,
that just gave me so much anxiety watching it.
It could have been parts of it were still spectacular. Like the suspense was good. What took us out of the suspense is them trying to force a storyline. So, for example, the completely random conversation that the red woman has with Aya, that is like, there are people trying to kill you. You've just got away with them. You've just about closed the door, and now you're going to stop and have a conversation to justify the episode to us because you really want this to happen. Aya could have killed the Night King in a way that made sense. How about that?
Yeah.
But you couldn't think of a way to do it. So you're just like, she'll just jump in and kill him. What? Well, how did she jump that far? She jumped from behind, and there was loads of dead people behind him.
I do remember that, yeah.
4 White Walkers behind him. How did she jump over all of them?
Because she's like a little cat.
Give me strength. She wasn't even hiding in the tree. No, that would have been cute. It could have been if they just make a bit more sense and just followed the natural progression of the show. They could have still had Aya kill the Night King in a way that made sense.
If they'd done that, then it would have given you hope for the rest of the season, and then you would have been even more disappointed. They sort of had to start as they meant to go on, which was just like, let's just end this.
I think I was exaggerating when I said they were in the show, but they really, imagine working that hard and spending that much money and putting in that many hours, and it all comes
two bitches to slate it on a podcast.
No, it's not just us, it's the entire...
No, it is.
Oh my God.
It is, but you're right. There's so much work goes into that.
So much work. Do you know that Long Night episode? I can't remember how many... They had to shoot that through the night for several days. I didn't realise there's one episode where Sansa is literally going through ice water, and I realised, oh my God, that is a real... That's not a set. She really did that. They're literally putting their physical bodies at risk to make this show.
Yeah.
There's the woman who played one of, I think they're called the children, is currently suing them because she was sustained an injury so bad that she can't work again. Like, that's what people have gone through to make this show.
Not funny at all.
It's ridiculous. This show, even watching it, you can see like that is like the dragon blowing fire, which somebody ruined for me because they were like, how has the dragon burnt down the wall? Literally burnt down the wall, but when the dragon is in not Winterfell, Winterfell. I was like, that's the wrong show. No, it's not. And blowing fire at those walls. Why don't they fall? They were like, do you know what they said that made me laugh? They should have built whatever they built Winterfell out of. That's what they should have built the wall out of. But yeah, even like the dragon, when that part when Jon is like hiding, you're just like, all faith is lost. Like, there's so many good things, and it's so much effort and money, and it's just like also bad things. And I didn't understand how dark it was the first time I watched it, but it really was dark.
Yeah. And they were very young.
I think they're older at that point. No, they're older at that point.
Still.
But they've gone through, they've grown up on the show. I know what you mean. They've given up, a lot of them have given up their childhoods, their 20s to make this show.
Which is giving them PTSD.
Literally the most horrible storylines, sometimes unnecessary. Like, it's just like, this is how you're going to end this show. Yeah. And then I think the reason that some of the actors try and justify it is because it's just like, you have to, because it's like, I've given my like how can you guys say that after all this? And someone compared The Long Night to the way that we have to do a trilogy on Lord of the Rings, by the way, because I've never seen the whole thing.
What? I was thinking that earlier today. I haven't watched them in so long, God, and I love those films.
That's what we should have done instead of the fucking Avengers.
Oh, God, I've got a lot to fucking say about Frodo. You hate Frodo.
Someone did a comparison between the end, like with the final seasons of Lord of the Rings, and they were saying, yeah, guys, I'm a nerd, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on this, and they were comparing it. Apparently there was a battle at night and they shot it with like a blue light instead of how they shot it in Game of Thrones, which I actually understood, because there were parts where I'm just like, God, that must have taken ages to get, like when Jamie and Brianna are being attacked, and where they are, there's loads. That must have taken, because there's so many people, so many angles. That must have taken ages to get, and you can't really see it that well.
Yeah,
so it's just like, that's a bit of a shame.
The fight scenes in Lord of the Rings are great. Like the battle scenes are fantastic. Helm's Deep.
They were also saying, honestly, like, defeating the Night King, the way they did, like in such an anticlimactic way, would have been like if Frodo at the end of the second film just like dropped the ring and then they just carried it. Like, it's so dumb. Watching it again, you really realize from the first episode, this is the thing. This is the real battle. This is the real battle. This is the real battle.
That's not.
What a shit show.
Lord of the Rings is good. We'll do one.
I think I want to start a petition.
Oh,
that they should go back to, I think this could work, the end of season 6.
Okay.
And instead of redoing the series, which would never happen, we should get 3 films. 3 3-hour Game of Thrones films. Same cast. Although I would.
But they're just
some people
older.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, we don't care about continuity.
Honestly, it would make anything would make more sense than that at this point. It's bad.
Or they could go and be a bit more true to the book, although the book started to get.
And isn't the book, because I was watching this fucking hour and a half long, instead of just reading the book, I'm watching an hour and a half long YouTube video on the differences between Tyrion in the book and in real life. In the book, he sounds very problematic. Like, it doesn't sound like a great character.
God, I can't really remember. I mean, he is pretty bad in it, but they're like all quite bad in there. Like, obviously the show is a bit more watered down.
Yeah, it's not so much that, it's just the idea. Like, I think Tyrion was great because it was just like, I can't ever think of a time I've seen someone with dwarfism who's actually like given a role that's like that impactful.
Yeah.
And so I think you wouldn't have had that. There's some things that they did well.
He wasn't written like that in the book to be kind of, to have that impact. And I think he was probably still written as a bit more of a stereotype or a punchline kind of character. But the books are look so different. They changed so drastically.
It's just, for me, because I didn't know Sansa died in the books. I'm just like, you kept her in to have this storyline. Isn't that really fucked up? But
I can't remember that she did.
Maybe I misheard.
Maybe she did. I'd have remembered that, but it was a long time ago since I read them.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I will stop talking about Game of Thrones now. My bad.
Yeah, actually, given that, we should just end the episode here.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that.
If you have any strong feelings on anything that we've talked about, like opinions, not things that we've said, your own opinions, share them with us.
Please
anything
share them.
What did you think of Avengers?
Yeah, and if
who is you?
There you go.
I was going to say. Then I realized this was a fucking dumb question. Who is your favorite Avenger? But obviously none of them, because we don't like any of them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if I had to choose, I'd maybe go with the bow and arrow because he didn't say anything.
Well, because he was on the enemy side. I don't know. He had a bit of like depth. He just had a bit of complexity. He was, there was a bit of something there.
Well, at least something was happening that wasn't infuriating me. Yeah,
I wasn't pleased that at some point he did run out of all of his arrows, and that was acknowledged, because I was gonna I was wondering, like, sorry, why does no one's like fucking quiver run dry, and no everyone's bullets are always replenished?
Oh my god,
not
you should
realistic.
have mentioned arrows. I'm going to start the Game of Thrones again. We have to end this episode right now. We have to.
Okay.
Too much to say. Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about Game of Thrones in another time and place.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're watching the next Avengers next week, so watch along.
Yeah, do watch along. Let us know what you think. If you are a particular stan of an Avenger, tell us. Let us know.
Yeah, and if we're missing stuff, like if there was a great film where we're missing stuff, please let us know how, because I would genuinely like to know how this film got 91%.
Yeah, Ruth didn't listen to a lot of it, and I couldn't follow because I don't know a lot of the backstory, and I'm not going to get into it. So maybe we did miss things. Maybe we said a lot of wrong things, and it was actually
it was boring. But yeah,
who knows?
People are not as boring as this episode.
Yeah,
yes,
you can let us know
boring than this episode
via Instagram at waitrewindthetape, or you can tweet us at waitrewindthetape. Drop the for Twitter, or send us an email. Ruth likes emails. We haven't got one yet, but maybe this is the time. At waitrewindthetape@gmail.com.
Yeah,
that's it. And check us out on YouTube. You can see our faces as we deliver this great show.
Yeah, a lot of angry pointing.
Oh my god, yeah, lots of gesticulating.
I bet I don't point once. I'm like.
And we will see you next week, hopefully. Bye.
Bye.
Rewind the tape.